In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Albert Camus. Picture this. It's late evening and the soft glow of your phone screen illuminates your face in the dim room. As you scroll through your social media feed, you're bombarded with images and stories of acquaintances, friends, and even strangers having the time of their lives. Parties, vacations, gatherings, each post a colorful testament to the fun they're having without you. With each swipe, a subtle weight settles in your chest, a nagging feeling that somehow, amidst your ordinary day, life is happening elsewhere and you're missing out on it. This phenomenon has a name, one that's become all too familiar in our digital age: FOMO, or the fear of missing out. It's the anxiety that stirs within us when we see someone else experiencing something we're not, fueled by the endless showcase of life's highlight reels on social media platforms. This fear isn't just about social events. It extends to experiences, achievements, and lifestyles. It's the dread of falling behind, of not living to the fullest, of missing opportunities that everyone else seems to be seizing. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if, in our relentless pursuit of being everywhere, doing everything, we're missing out on something far more valuable? This is where we flip the script on FOMO, turning our gaze inward to the hidden treasure of JOMO, or the joy of missing out. It's not about isolating oneself or shunning society. It's about embracing solitude and finding contentment and joy in being alone with oneself. It's about recognizing that missing out, intentionally, can be a path to personal growth, deeper self-awareness, and ultimately, a more fulfilling life. This concept takes us back to the essence of what it means to be truly alive. It's about quality, not quantity, of experiences, relationships, and moments. It's about slowing down, disconnecting from the incessant buzz of the digital world, and reconnecting with our inner selves. In solitude, we find space to breathe, to think, to feel deeply. We discover parts of ourselves that remain hidden in the noise of constant social engagement. Solitude allows for reflection, creativity, and a deeper appreciation for the moments and people that truly matter. In today's society, where the pressure to be socially active and constantly connected is immense, choosing solitude and the joy of missing out is a radical act. It's a declaration that we are enough, that our worth isn't measured by how full our social calendars are, or how many experiences we can cram into our lives. Instead, it's measured by the depth of our experiences, the quality of our connections, and our ability to find peace and happiness within ourselves. This transition towards embracing this idea isn't just a personal journey, it's a cultural shift. It's about changing the narrative from one of scarcity, of constantly needing more to be happy, to one of abundance, where we recognize the wealth of joy available in each moment we choose to be present for. It's a shift from seeking happiness in external validation to finding it in internal fulfillment. We'll explore the philosophical underpinnings of solitude, the benefits of embracing alone time, and practical ways to incorporate it into our lives. We'll look at how detaching from the digital world through regular digital detoxes can enhance our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. We'll discover how, by reclaiming our time and attention, we can lead richer, more intentional lives. The journey from FOMO to JOMO is not about renouncing the world, but about engaging with it more meaningfully. It's about choosing experiences that resonate with our deepest selves, rather than chasing every opportunity that comes our way. It's about finding joy in the path less traveled, the quiet moments and the space between. To understand the phenomenon of FOMO, or the fear of missing out, we must delve into its psychological underpinnings. FOMO is rooted in several core psychological triggers: social anxiety, comparison, and a pervasive sense of lacking or insufficiency. These elements, combined with the unique pressures of modern life, create a fertile ground for FOMO to flourish. Social anxiety in this context is not merely about the fear of social interactions, but extends to a broader worry about one's place within their social circle and the world at large. It's the fear that by not participating in certain activities or events, one might lose connection with their peers or fall out of sync with what is perceived as the social norm. This form of anxiety feeds into the fear that one's social bonds may weaken or that they'll be perceived as less interesting or engaging by their peers. The comparison is another critical factor. Humans by nature have a tendency to measure their lives against those of others. This instinct, while not inherently negative, can lead to feelings of inadequacy when fueled by the endless barrage of curated success and happiness seen on social media. The digital age has transformed comparison from a sporadic and mostly manageable experience into a constant, overwhelming presence. Every scroll through social media feeds presents a new opportunity to measure one's life against others, often leading to the mistaken belief that everyone else is leading a more exciting, fulfilling life. A sense of lacking or insufficiency emerges as the inevitable consequence of social anxiety and constant comparison. It's the feeling that one's life is somehow incomplete or deficient compared to others. This sense of lacking drives the pursuit of more experiences, more social connections, more achievements. Yet this pursuit often leads not to fulfillment but to a deeper feeling of emptiness, as the root cause is not a genuine desire for these experiences, but a fear of being left out or behind. Modern technology, particularly social media, plays a significant role in amplifying these feelings of missing out. The platforms are designed to keep users engaged, feeding them a constant stream of content that highlights the most exciting aspects of people's lives. Rarely do people share the mundane, the difficult, or the unglamorous aspects of their lives on these platforms. Instead, social media is a highlight reel, showing only the peaks without the valleys. This skewed representation can warp our perception of normal life, making our own experiences seem dull by comparison. The design of social media platforms, with their algorithms that prioritize engaging or sensational content, exacerbates the issue. These platforms are not passive, they actively shape what we see, often pushing content that they predict will elicit strong emotional responses. This can create a feedback loop where the more we engage with content that triggers FOMO, the more such content is presented to us, further deepening the cycle. Moreover, the instantaneity and ubiquity of digital connections mean that we're never truly off. There's always a new post, a new story, a new update. The digital world is relentless, offering no respite for reflection or contentment with one's own life. Instead, it fosters a pervasive sense of urgency, a need to constantly check and update to avoid falling behind. In this digital landscape, this fear thrives. It feeds on the comparison, the sense of lacking, and the social anxiety that modern technology amplifies. But recognizing these roots is the first step toward overcoming this terrible fear. By understanding the psychological mechanisms at play, we can begin to untangle ourselves from the web of constant comparison and anxiety over missing out. We can start to see social media for what it often is, a distorted mirror that reflects not the fullness of life, but a carefully curated illusion. The journey away from FOMO involves a conscious effort to disconnect from these triggers, to reassess our relationship with social media, and to find value in our own unfiltered lives. It requires us to embrace the moments of solitude, the quiet, the mundane, as not only necessary but enriching. The philosophical exploration of solitude has a rich and varied history, with thinkers from various epochs and cultures highlighting its value for personal growth, self-awareness, and deeper connection with the world. To understand the depth and breadth of its significance, we turn to the perspectives of some of the most influential philosophers, including Henry David Thoreau and the Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, who have articulated the profound benefits of embracing this concept. Henry David Thoreau, a 19th-century American philosopher, naturalist, and author, is perhaps best known for his experiment in simple living documented in his masterpiece, Walden. Thoreau embarked on a 2-year, 2-month, and 2-day sojourn in a cabin he built near Walden Pond, amidst the woods of Massachusetts. This period of living deliberately away from society allowed him to reflect deeply on human life, society, and our relationship with nature. Thoreau's profound engagement with solitude is encapsulated in his famous assertion, "I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude." This statement reflects Thoreau's belief that solitude does not equate to loneliness. Rather, it offers a unique companionship found only in the quiet of being alone, a space where one can truly connect with their own thoughts and the natural world around them. Thoreau saw this concept as essential to understanding oneself and living authentically. It provided him the clarity to critique the societal conventions of his time and advocate for a life that prioritizes personal integrity, mindfulness, and a deep appreciation for the natural world. Turning to the Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, we find a philosophical tradition that also extols the virtues of being alone, albeit from a different angle. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who flourished in Greece and Rome, taught the importance of virtue, reason, and self-control. For them, it was not merely a physical state but a mental and emotional discipline. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, in his Meditations, frequently emphasized the significance of retreating into one's own mind to find peace and clarity. He advocated for moments of loneliness as opportunities for self-reflection and personal growth. In his writings, he notes, "People seek retreats for themselves, houses in the country, seashores, and mountains, but this is altogether a mark of the most common sort of men, for it is in your power whenever you shall choose to retire into yourself." For Aurelius, true solitude was the ability to find a retreat within oneself, irrespective of one's physical surroundings. This inner quietness was crucial for maintaining equanimity amidst the chaos of life and for cultivating a life in accordance with reason and virtue. The Stoics viewed it as a time for self-reflection and personal growth, and it complements Thoreau's emphasis on this idea as a means to connect with nature and oneself. Both perspectives underscore the transformative power of this idea in fostering a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. The Stoics, through their emphasis on reason and self-control, and Thoreau, through his experiential connection with nature, both arrive at the conclusion that solitude is not merely a state to be endured, but a condition to be sought after for its enriching and clarifying potential. These philosophical traditions invite us to reconsider our modern aversion to being alone. In an age where constant connectivity is often celebrated, and quietness is frequently misunderstood as isolation or loneliness, the thoughts of Thoreau and the Stoics offer a counter-narrative. They remind us that it can be a source of strength, insight, and connection. It is in this quietness that we can confront our thoughts, challenge our assumptions, and cultivate the virtues that lead to a fulfilling life. Solitude, as these philosophers teach us, is not an escape from the world, but a deeper engagement with it, providing the silence and space necessary to hear our own voice and the whispers of the world around us. The philosophical appreciation of loneliness as a means towards self-discovery and personal growth offers a compelling alternative to the pervasive fear of missing out. It suggests that what we often fear missing out on may be superficial and fleeting compared to the profound insights and growth that can come from turning inward. By embracing this idea, we can find a companionable presence within ourselves, a sanctuary for reflection and renewal. This perspective does not diminish the value of social connections or experiences, but places them within a larger context of a life lived with intention and authenticity. In doing so, it invites us to balance our engagement with the world with periods of solitude, where we can cultivate the inner resources necessary for a life of purpose and meaning. Embracing solitude offers a myriad of benefits that span the cognitive, emotional, and spiritual dimensions of our lives. These benefits are not merely anecdotal, they are increasingly supported by scientific research, which provides a robust framework for understanding how it can enhance our well-being and capacity for creative and critical thinking. One of the most significant cognitive benefits of solitude is enhanced focus. In a world saturated with information and distractions, the ability to focus is more valuable than ever. It offers a reprieve from the constant barrage of notifications and demands on our attention, allowing our minds to reset and refocus. Research in the field of cognitive psychology has demonstrated that periods of loneliness can improve concentration and productivity. For instance, a study published in the journal Nature highlighted how uninterrupted quietness is crucial for deep thought and the synthesis of complex information. The quiet and detachment from social and digital stimuli provide the mental space necessary for engaging in focused work and for integrating new knowledge. Creativity is another cognitive benefit closely linked to this concept. This creativity link has been explored in various studies, suggesting that it provides the necessary conditions for creative thought to flourish. One mechanism through which solitude enhances creativity is by fostering what psychologists call incubation. Incubation refers to a period of rest or distraction from a problem, allowing unconscious processes to contribute to creative problem solving. Additionally, it encourages divergent thinking, a style of thinking that allows new ideas to be generated freely without the constraints of peer judgment or external criticism. A seminal paper in the Journal of Creative Behavior outlines how it contributes to higher creativity scores, positing that solitude acts as a catalyst for the free exploration of ideas and the construction of novel connections between concepts. On the emotional front, it offers profound benefits such as increased self-awareness, emotional regulation, and resilience. Self-awareness grows in moments of isolation because it provides the space for introspection. Without the influence of external opinions and behaviors, individuals can better understand their own emotions, motivations, and desires. This introspective process is crucial for personal development and emotional maturity. A study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals who regularly engage in introspective solitude report higher levels of self-esteem and lower levels of anxiety compared to those who avoid it. Emotional regulation, the ability to manage and respond to one's emotions in a healthy way, is also enhanced by embracing moments of isolation. It provides the time to process emotions, reflect on emotional responses, and practice coping strategies without external pressures. This ability to sit with and work through emotions contributes to emotional resilience, equipping individuals to handle stress and adversity more effectively. Research in the field of psychology supports this, demonstrating that solitude can aid in the development of coping skills and emotional resilience by providing a quiet space for emotional processing and recovery. Spiritually, it offers the opportunity for meditation, mindfulness, and the exploration of one's purpose in life. Meditation and mindfulness practices are deeply rooted in traditions that value solitude as a path to spiritual enlightenment and self-realization. Contemporary research has shown that meditation and mindfulness can lead to significant improvements in mental health, stress reduction, and overall well-being. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Psychiatric Practice concludes that mindfulness meditation, often practiced in isolation, can have robust effects in treating symptoms of anxiety and depression, as well as improving general psychological well-being. Furthermore, it can be a fertile ground for exploring and finding one's purpose. Away from the noise and demands of everyday life, individuals can reflect on their values, aspirations, and the impact they wish to have on the world. This process of self-discovery and reflection can lead to a more purpose-driven life, imbued with a sense of clarity and direction. The existential philosophers have long argued for the necessity of being alone in confronting the fundamental questions of existence. And contemporary psychological research echoes this, linking a strong sense of purpose to higher levels of life satisfaction and well-being. The cognitive, emotional, and spiritual benefits of embracing this concept are multifaceted and profound. Supported by both philosophical insights and scientific research, it emerges as a vital component of a well-rounded, fulfilling life. It enhances our ability to focus, boosts creativity, facilitates emotional growth, and provides a space for spiritual exploration. As we navigate the complexities of the modern world, the intentional pursuit of solitude can serve as a powerful tool for personal development and well-being. Embracing solitude in a world that often equates being alone with loneliness or unproductivity can seem daunting. However, the journey towards integrating practical isolation into our lives can be transformative, offering profound benefits for our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. To embark on this journey, it is essential to approach it with intention and openness. Here are practical tips for integrating this concept into your daily life, fostering an environment where you can thrive in your moments alone. Start small. Dedicate a few moments each day to solitude. The practice of embracing solitude need not begin with grand gestures or extensive periods of isolation. Instead, start small. Dedicate a few moments each day to be alone with your thoughts, free from the distractions of the outside world. This could be as simple as spending 5 minutes in the morning with your coffee, without the intrusion of your phone or other devices. It's about carving out intentional spaces in your day for this kind of isolation, even if brief. These moments provide a foundation upon which you can build a more profound relationship with this idea, gradually increasing the time as you become more comfortable and find value in these periods of quiet reflection. Create a ritual: reading, writing, walking in nature. One way to deepen your experience of solitude is to create rituals around it. Activities that signal to your mind and body that this time is different, sacred even. These rituals could involve reading, writing, or walking in nature. Reading in isolation allows you to immerse yourself in other worlds and ideas, sparking creativity and reflection. Writing, whether journaling about your day or exploring your thoughts on paper, provides a means to process emotions and clarify your thoughts. Walking in nature, free from the pull of technology, can help ground you in the present moment, fostering a sense of peace and connection to the world around you. Disconnect to reconnect. Limit social media and technology use. In our hyper-connected world, one of the most significant barriers to embracing this concept is the constant presence of technology and social media. These tools, while offering undeniable benefits, can also perpetuate feelings of FOMO and distract us from the value of spending time alone. To truly embrace it, it is crucial to disconnect intentionally, to set boundaries around your use of technology. This might mean designating certain times of the day as tech-free, turning off notifications, or having tech-free zones in your home. The goal is to limit the noise that technology can bring into our lives, creating space for silence and reflection. By disconnecting from the digital world, we open the door to reconnecting with ourselves, our thoughts, and the world around us in a more meaningful way. Reflect. Use isolation for self-reflection and journaling. This idea offers a unique opportunity for self-reflection, a time to turn inward and explore our thoughts, feelings, and aspirations. Journaling is a powerful tool in this process, providing a tangible way to capture our reflections, work through challenges, and celebrate successes. The act of writing can help clarify thoughts and emotions that might be muddled or confusing when left unexpressed. Furthermore, journaling in moments of isolation allows for a level of honesty and vulnerability with oneself that can be difficult to achieve in other contexts. Through reflection and journaling, solitude becomes not just a time to be alone, but a time to grow and learn about oneself. Embrace boredom. Let your mind wander and see where it takes you. In our always-on culture, boredom is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs. Yet embracing boredom can be incredibly beneficial, especially in the context of solitude. Allowing your mind to wander without a specific goal or distraction can lead to bursts of creativity, problem-solving, and introspection. Boredom, in the absence of constant stimulation, forces our minds to engage in a kind of neural default mode, where we can make unexpected connections, generate new ideas, and reflect on our lives in a broader context. By embracing boredom, we allow ourselves the freedom to explore the vast landscape of our inner thoughts and feelings, often leading to insights and inspirations that would remain inaccessible in a perpetually distracted state. Incorporating these practices into your life can transform solitude from a state to be avoided into a cherished and productive time. The journey towards embracing this concept is personal and evolving, requiring patience and intention. However, the rewards of this journey are immeasurable, leading to enhanced creativity, emotional well-being, and a deeper understanding of oneself and one's place in the world. By starting small, creating rituals, disconnecting from technology, reflecting through journaling, and embracing boredom, you can unlock the profound benefits this idea has to offer, turning what was once feared into a source of strength and inspiration. In an era where our lives are increasingly mediated by screens, the concept of a digital detox has emerged as a crucial counterbalance. It refers to a designated period during which an individual intentionally refrains from using electronic devices such as smartphones, computers, and tablets. The primary aim of this practice is to reduce stress, enhance focus on social interactions in the physical world, and reconnect with oneself and one's environment, free from the constant pull of digital notifications and the glow of screens. The necessity for digital detoxes stems from the overwhelming digital consumption that characterizes modern life. This relentless engagement with these devices has profound implications for our mental health and the quality of our social relationships. The constant availability of information and the perpetual presence of social networks can lead to information overload, a state where the sheer volume of data exceeds our cognitive ability to process it. This overload not only contributes to stress and anxiety but also detracts from our ability to engage in meaningful social interactions, diminishing the quality of our relationships. The negative effects of excessive screen time and social media use are well documented. Studies and statistics have consistently demonstrated that prolonged exposure to screens can lead to decreased attention spans, disrupted sleep patterns, and increased feelings of loneliness and depression. For instance, research published in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology links excessive screen time with symptoms of depression and anxiety, especially among adolescents. Another study from the Journal of Sleep Research highlights how screen use before bedtime can disrupt sleep patterns, leading to poorer sleep quality and shorter sleep duration. These findings underscore the tangible impacts of digital overload on our well-being. From a philosophical standpoint, the concept of technological determinism offers a lens through which to view the influence of digital devices on our lives. This theory suggests that technology shapes society and its cultural values, often in ways that we do not fully recognize. Our tools, from the plow to the smartphone, have not only changed how we interact with the world, but have also transformed our social structures, our ways of thinking, and our sense of self. In the context of digital technology, this means that our devices are not merely tools, but actors that fundamentally alter our experience of time, space, and relationships. Engaging in a digital detox can lead to a myriad of benefits. Improved mental health is one of the most significant advantages, with many individuals reporting reductions in anxiety and depression symptoms after periods of digital abstinence. This improvement is often attributed to the decreased pressure to constantly be available online and the reduced exposure to stress-inducing content. Increased productivity and creativity are also notable benefits. With fewer distractions from notifications and the endless scroll of social media, individuals can focus more effectively on tasks and engage more deeply in creative pursuits. This enhanced focus can lead to more significant accomplishments and a greater sense of satisfaction with one's work. Physically, a digital detox can lead to better sleep patterns and more time for physical activity. Without the blue light from screens disrupting our circadian rhythms, sleep quality can improve, leading to enhanced overall health. Additionally, the time reclaimed from screen use can be redirected towards physical activities, further benefiting one's health. Perhaps most importantly, digital detoxes can strengthen real-life relationships. By reducing the interference of these devices, individuals can engage more fully and meaningfully with others, enhancing the quality of these connections and fostering a greater sense of community and belonging. To embark on a successful digital detox, setting clear goals is crucial. Whether the aim is to have more time for hobbies, improve sleep, or strengthen relationships, having specific objectives can provide direction and motivation. Adopting a gradual approach to detoxing can also be effective. Starting with short periods of detox and gradually increasing the duration can make the process more manageable and less daunting. Creating tech-free zones in one's home, such as bedrooms or dining areas, can help establish boundaries for device use, while finding alternatives to screen time, such as reading, engaging in outdoor activities, or spending time with loved ones, can fill the void left by these devices with enriching experiences. Mindfulness and reflection are also key components of a digital detox. Using the time gained to engage in self-reflection, meditation, or journaling can help individuals reconnect with their inner selves and clarify their values and aspirations. Integrating these practices into daily life as a sustainable approach rather than a one-off event can lead to lasting benefits. Regularly assessing and adjusting one's digital consumption habits can help maintain a healthy balance between the online and offline worlds. A digital detox offers a pathway to reclaiming our time and attention from the demands of the digital world. By intentionally stepping away from our devices, we can improve our mental and physical health, enhance our productivity and creativity, strengthen our relationships, and reconnect with our deeper selves. In the quest to rebrand Solitude, it's essential to shift the narrative from solitude being a state of being alone, often laden with negative connotations, to a chosen path of meaningful engagement with oneself. This rebranding involves challenging deeply ingrained societal perceptions that equate solitude with loneliness, isolation, or even social rejection. Instead, it should be celebrated as a valuable opportunity for introspection, creativity, and personal growth. It's a time to reconnect with oneself, to listen to one's thoughts and feelings without the distraction of constant social interaction or digital connectivity. This perspective transforms it from a condition to be avoided into a cherished and sought-after state, where the absence of others is not a void, but a space filled with potential for self-discovery and renewal. The rebranding of solitude is not without precedent. History is replete with individuals who have extolled the virtues of this kind of isolation and demonstrated its enriching effects on the human spirit. Consider the words of Albert Einstein, who said, "I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity." For Einstein, it was not just a personal preference, but a crucial ingredient in his intellectual work, providing him the space to ponder the mysteries of the universe. The joy and fulfillment found in moments of isolation are not despite being alone, but because of it. The solitude these individuals describe is not a barren landscape, but a fertile ground for the mind and spirit, where the silence outside mirrors the depth of exploration within. It is in these moments that one can hear the whispers of creativity, where one can wrestle with complex emotions and emerge stronger, and where one can connect with a sense of purpose that guides one's actions in the world. Rebranding solitude requires us to challenge our own perceptions and to question the societal narratives that paint it in a negative light. It invites us to explore this concept not as a state of deprivation, but as an opportunity for enrichment. This does not mean that social connections are not important. Humans are inherently social beings, and our relationships with others are a vital source of joy and support. However, by integrating periods of isolation into our lives, we can cultivate a deeper relationship with ourselves, which in turn can enhance our interactions with others. This idea, when embraced, can be a powerful tool for self-reflection. It allows us to pause and consider our life's direction, to reassess our goals and values, and to make changes that align more closely with our true selves. This process of self-reflection can lead to greater self-awareness, which is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. With increased self-awareness, we can navigate our relationships with more empathy and understanding, and we can make choices that are more congruent with our inner beliefs and desires. The challenge, then, is to rebrand solitude in our own lives, to seek out and cherish those moments of isolation, and to see them as precious opportunities for growth and self-discovery. This rebranding can begin with small steps, setting aside time each day for quiet reflection, engaging in activities that nourish the soul, or simply spending time in nature away from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Over time, these moments can become a cherished part of our routine, a sanctuary where we can recharge and reconnect with what matters most. In rebranding this concept, we also open the door to a more balanced life where action and reflection go hand in hand, where the noise of the world is balanced by the quiet of the soul, and where our connections with others are deepened by our connection with ourselves. This rebranded solitude is not a retreat from the world, but a deeper engagement with it, armed with a clearer sense of who we are and what we value. Thus, this journey is both a personal and a collective challenge. It requires us to confront our fears and prejudices about being alone, to explore the depths of our own solitude, and to share our discoveries with others. By doing so, we can shift the cultural narrative around solitude, turning it from a state to be feared into a state to be revered. As we journey through the landscapes of solitude and the joy of missing out, we've uncovered the transformative power that lies in stepping back from a world that never stops. In a society that glorifies perpetual busyness and constant connectivity, choosing moments of isolation represents a radical act of self-care and self-discovery. It's a deliberate choice to engage deeply with oneself, to listen to the whispers of one's inner voice, and to embrace the fullness of life away from the din of societal expectations. The joy of missing out, far from being a passive resignation to loneliness, is an active engagement with the world in a more intentional, meaningful way. It's about finding beauty in the quiet moments, wisdom in stillness, and strength in solitude. This journey invites us to reconsider what it means to be truly connected, not just to others, but to ourselves, our desires, and our dreams. In redefining success and happiness on our own terms, we challenge the narratives that have been handed down to us. We reject the notion that our worth is measured by how busy we are, how much we achieve, or how visible our lives are on social media. Instead, we assert that true success is found in the depth of our experiences, the quality of our relationships, and the authenticity of our lives. Happiness, then, becomes not a destination to be reached through external validation, but a path to be walked with intention and awareness. As we conclude this exploration, I encourage you to embark on your own journey into solitude. Let the quiet be your teacher and the stillness your guide. Allow yourself to get lost in the quiet, for it is in getting lost that we often find ourselves. The path may not always be easy, and the silence may at times feel uncomfortable, but the treasures to be found in solitude are worth every step. Remember, the world will always demand more of your time, your energy, and your attention. But it is up to you to choose how you engage with the world and on what terms. Make space for quietness in your life, not as an escape from the world, but as a way to live more fully within it. Embrace the joy of missing out as an opportunity to connect with what truly matters, to recharge your spirit, and to cultivate a life of purpose and meaning. As you move forward, carry with you the knowledge that this concept is not the absence of life, but a deeper immersion into it. Know that in the quiet moments, you are not alone, but in the company of your deepest self. And in those moments, may you find the clarity, peace, and inspiration to live your life with courage, compassion, and authenticity. So, let us not fear the quiet, nor the solitude that brings us face to face with ourselves. Instead, let us embrace it as the gift that it is, a path to discovering the richness of our own depths, a chance to breathe deeply and to live genuinely. The most profound journeys often begin with a single step away from the noise and into the silence.